It's a Bitcoin podcast. The only one that's making your money is you. Listen to the Bitcoin podcast. So hold on and listen to the Bitcoin podcast.
That was a deep quote.
Hold on for now.
Did you see that quote?
Which one?
The biggest crimes in the world are committed not by people breaking the rules, but by people following the rules.
Where'd that quote come from?
I don't know. It was just on our little title screen there. It said,
I see that.
I think it was, Nazis come to mind, immediately thinking about that quote.
Yeah, that's something that I don't know. People have likened the atrocities to like compliance, right?
Everybody wants to be a rebel these days.
There's a lot that happened, and a lot of people just either turned their head or blindly followed because it was their job without questioning.
Yeah.
But then again, you get to the point of like pure anarchy, and like nothing gets done.
That's true. Well, before we get into it, before we get too sidetracked, this is episode 360 of the Bitcoin podcast, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. All of this flavor in your ear. And today's game of what the fuck is Corey doing? The first person who can guess what he's doing back there over his shoulder will get $20 in status from him.
This one's going to be easier. No one ever guessed the first one, by the way.
Somebody tried to guess. They got it wrong.
But a lot of people tried to guess, and they got really close, and they never finished guessing.
The first person that guesses right gets $20 in status, baby. So, guess.
I like that you're throwing this out now.
Yep, of your money.
It's my money. No.
Money. $20 of Corey's status. That's right.
I'll add it to the invoice.
Is that a Yeah Buddy size of Bud Light?
Nah, dude, this is balls.
Oh,
you remember this?
Really?
You remember this?
Oh, I didn't even know that stuff was still around.
Yeah, me either. I went to a Micro Center. I got a new video card. Yeah, buddy, got a 3090. And they have balls there.
Wow.
And for those that don't know, which is everyone, me and Dee used to be part of a university video game league. We played Halo, and we were sponsored by Balls. Do you know that? Do you remember that?
I remember that. Sponsored by Balls, and we were
sponsored gamers by Balls.
Yep, we were immature. So
we were very immature.
That was very
stuff
funny
is delicious though.
It's sponsored by Balls.
I had a bag. I had one of those like tie bags, where people hand them out in conferences or whatever. I had one of those that had balls on it.
Whenever there was like a few of the containers on a desk, I would look at somebody and go, "Hey, are those your balls?" And they'd be like, "What? Oh, ha ha ha!" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I heard a joke too. It's still good."
Yeah.
Anyways, this is a Bitcoin podcast. We talk about crypto. We talk about Bitcoin every now and again. Try to keep our tabs on the old Bitcoin. Lately, that hum went away. Who was that? What was that?
I don't hear anything.
I heard it.
You? Is it you?
No, it's back.
I think that's you.
I'll mute myself. I'll mute me.
Mute yourself. Yeah, that's you for sure.
How?
Fix your shit, bro.
Interesting.
Anyway,
this technical difficulties will be back.
I have to do something. Apparently, I'll pull up one of these things here on our things of note that we have in the background to discuss topics that we usually never follow. So, for those that are curious, we always have a bunch of stuff that we could talk about that we rarely get to. And our producer spends a lot of time making it, and I'm sure she appreciates that a lot.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
It's been an interesting year in crypto. By interesting, I mean almost indescribable. And I think that I'd like to try and pin down. Okay, so all these blockchains think they're, the gift, greatest gift to God's blue earth, but they don't have a lot of traffic. There's just not a lot of people using them. So
That's a lot.
I mean, that's a good experiment. It is you, definitely you, but that's a good experiment. I think you like the sound noise cancellations going in and out. I don't know what it is, but we'll keep it moving. Right now, it sounds great. It's like I don't know. What if we could define that, right? Okay, so there's 300 million people in the United States, 360 million, something like that. Let's say 60% of them are using the internet at a time, right? The other 30, the other 40%, they're just not. They're kids. They're old. They're not in a position to use the internet. Right, so let's say 60% of those 300 million are doing one transaction every hour.
How many transactions a day do you do generally?
I'm not just talking about financial transactions here, Corey. We're talking about all kinds of transactions. In a day, I might do triple-digit number of transactions.
I don't know what are you considering a transaction? Like this, not all things go on a blockchain, if that's what you're getting to.
Well, okay. Well, sometimes I dabble in the human resources. Every time you make a change there, it's considered a transaction on a ledger, on your human resources ledger. And there's different.
Can you give me an example of that?
For example, if you give someone a raise, you have to specify if it's a general increase, if they had a job function change, if they was an imported thing, if it was they're coming from a different department. Like there's all these different little transactions, all these things, those clickables you got to have.
Well, you need that to be on a blockchain?
Well, I mean, not necessarily. We're just whittling down, right? So, I mean, it's on ADP's database somewhere, right? That ledger's on somebody's database. So, all right, let's say it's not HR. Let's say just transactions.
Let's keep going with where you're going with this. I'm curious. I won't nitpick yet.
Let's say just money transactions. I personally do, I don't know. Hey, dog, relax. I'm trying to record a podcast here. I do, let's say maybe 2 to 3 transactions a day. Easy. Right?
Yeah, I feel like that's about average. Some days they spike up if I'm doing some particular activity.
Yeah, paying the bills, man.
Going shopping.
Gotta take your girl out to the mall so she can ball till she falls.
If I'm repairing something, I gotta go back and forth to Home Depot 16 times.
Yeah. I learned a little trick. I tell my girl, I take her out to the outlet mall. I say, hey, throw it in the bag. And she throws it in the bag, and then I take it out of the bag and put it somewhere in the store. She doesn't. She's like, what happens to that shirt I was going to get? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just carry the bag. So you should do an inventory on your bags. But anyways.
Number of transactions.
So 2 to 3. So then let's say 2 to 3 per 60. So let's say 300 million. Keep it easy. Damn, our sound quality is shit right now. I don't know what's going on.
Sounds fine to me.
Alicia, can you type something in this private chat to tell him that he's insane? 180 million people do 3 transactions a day.
Womp womp. She says she's not hearing anything.
You guys' ears are broken. The people live. Somebody live. Tell him that he's losing his mind. Crazy sound coming out of here. All right. So we got 540 million transactions in a day. This is just the United States. So how many transactions per second is that? How many seconds are in a day? And they're like a lot.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I forget.
Damn, you can make me do this math?
An hour is 3,600 times that times 24.
600 times 24. Okay. 86,400 seconds in a day. So let's say transactions per second. So 540 million. All right. Divided by 86,400. All right. Here we go. Moment of truth.
Clickety clack, clack.
That is 6,250 transactions per second. Just monetary.
Okay.
Average size, probably $38. I think that's the going
I
Visa.
mean, well, it's one of those
average.
things like, okay, sure, but like I can nitpick that a lot. But you're
I mean,
saying that like we aren't supporting that? Like that, so like what are you getting to with this? Is it the current chains are not coming anywhere near this based in use? I'm not talking about how well they could possibly do. I'm talking about how much they actually do based on people trying to use it.
okay, I'm just going on a journey, bro. You can come with me. I don't know where the
So you don't have a purpose for this conversation?
I don't know where the destination takes us. I just know that we're going in this direction.
Oh, okay. Then I'll start nitpicking more. I thought you were
So,
trying to get some.
let's just get on the journey with me, man. All right, so we're talking about 6,250 transactions per second. Bitcoin can do at most 10 on the best 7. I thought the 7.
I don't know what it is now.
Sego gave it an effective boost. Gave it a little boosty boost. Okay, so all right. So, and Ether can do what? 14, 15?
I think it's around that. Well, are you counting roll-ups? Are you counting the Lightning Network?
I'm assuming the way that you're talking to me like tech support, I'm gonna say no. I did not count.
You wanted to just do the base blockchain and what it's capable of.
The base, yes.
And we'll talk about F1 for that matter.
Yeah.
F2 isn't doing transactions yet.
Okay.
I think it's around 14.
Okay.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked into that.
Let's play it safe and say that it's 37. No, I'm kidding. It's not. It's way not. So 14 transactions per second is quite a ways smaller than 6,250 transactions per second.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is like, there's either two ways this story goes: glory or hellacious not glory, right? Like Bitcoin can't handle no 6,250 transactions per second. Kidding me? It's laughable. Lightning Network says it can, but nobody uses it or knows how. And then some people think you have to be a money license, like a money services business, just to run a Lightning node, which I think is false, but I keep hearing it. So it might be right. That's the way the world works these days. Hear it multiple times. It's got to be true.
The new infrastructure bill isn't helping that case for sure for the United States.
Oof. We're not even going down that rabbit hole. So I guess what I'm getting at is like these things have an enormous amount of value in them. In fact, it's past $1 trillion market cap for all of crypto again. And it's going to continue to go. It'll probably go to like 8 trillion because humans don't give a shit. We just do. Ants, like really smart and dumb ants. It's a paradox, this life, But anyways, if Ethereum can't do it, Avalanche supposedly can do it, but Avalanche probably doesn't even have a remotely the amount of traffic that even Ethereum has. And Ethereum doesn't have the volume.
It continuously gains quite a bit, but it's not there yet. And what Avalanche currently has is an improvement in, I would call it an improvement in proof of stake based distributed consensus. But what it did in order to gain users was to deploy an EVM, basically a clone of the technology of Ethereum. EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine. Mm-hmm. And that means that it's subject to the majority of the bottleneck issues that Ethereum currently faces, which is the EVM. And like the growth of state that you have to keep track of. So like the state is like all the variables of all the contracts and all the accounts that have money in them. You have to keep that in memory. And then archive nodes have to keep it in memory throughout the entire history of the entire thing, so that they can have a full audit log of anything that's ever happened on the chain. And that's an EVM based thing. That's not a consensus thing. So they're going to run into those issues. Fortunately, they have like a network topology. They build it in such a way that you can add additional VMs relatively easily. So there will be other virtual machines that are not the Ethereum virtual machine eventually that maybe help mitigate some of those scaling issues or bottleneck issues that Ethereum currently faces. And for that matter, almost every other side chain, or not a side chain, but like layer 1 network, because they're all clones of the EVM, because that's what everyone knows how to. That's where all the tooling is. That's where all the knowledge is. That's where most of the information that we have around building smart contracts comes from, especially from like a security standpoint and best practices. Mm-hmm. So everyone just copies the EVM because they can just reuse all the infrastructure and tooling and wisdom that we've gained from Ethereum over the past years. But it still has all of the problems of the EVM. So most of the changes that people are making when they deploy a new network are relatively lightweight, if influential at all. Like some of them added privacy features, some of them have different ways of coming together on a distributed consensus. Some of them are proof of stake now, like Avalanche's proof of stake. Almost all of them are proof of stake. And so I asked about layer 2s or roll-ups and things like that, because those are basically side networks. They're completely separate networks that actually change how things are done, and there's a myriad of them. And the differentiation between one and the others is I think more critical, or like more useful. And they base their security model on Ethereum, because if you don't like what's going on, you can just take your money and say I'm leaving, and it's back on Ethereum. So like that is a scaling factor for the amount of transactions you can do. And what's nice about those types of things is that you can purpose build them for particular types of use cases. Say like you only want to do transactions. Mm-hmm. Or like simple financial transactions. You can purpose build a network to do that and do that well and scale well, and then root your security in the Ethereum blockchain. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, better than how you can do it in Bitcoin. I would imagine like someone like Munib Ali would argue with that, but I'm happy to take that argument.
I just feel like we run into. I feel like Ethereum. I feel like cryptocurrency, crypto tech, whatever you call it, blockchain tech, Bitcoin babies, whatever you want to call it, right, is still not as tested as it thinks it is.
No, not at all.
Like I feel like we walk around, we got our big crypto dick swinging.
No, we're still. Right? It's weird because it's still so experimental, and it's going to change. Like I've said this 1,000 times on the show. Like blockchain isn't going away, but what we call it probably isn't what we call it today. Like in 5 years, it's going to be called something different. We're going to refer to it differently, right? And so like pretending like you know how things are going to pan out now is incredibly ignorant. Because we don't like it moves too fast. There's too much changes. We just know that like the concept of this technology is the cat's out of the bag. I'm hoping that some of these networks that are thriving today are sticking around in the 5, 10, 20-year time span, for sure. But I'm not going to bet all my money on it and then shut my eyes for 20 years.
That's a powerful statement you just said. I'm going to write that down.
I think that's stupid.
Yeah. There's dumber things to do, but that's up there.
That's like, I mean, that's gambling. Like you need to be able, like, if you would like to be a good custodian of your own money, you should monitor this industry, at least peripherally, if you have a substantial amount of money invested in it, because it's going to change. You're going to have to move things around occasionally.
Yeah, that's very true. I think you spoke on something that's very funny, is because sometimes when my mind wanders, I get to think, oh man, should have done this, should have done that, could have moved here, could have moved that. Like this early summer when the DeFi craze was going on, I had a few opportunities to sit down and really investigate DeFi and then maybe do something to capitalize on that. I didn't. Right, I did this little experiment last year with DeFi just to kind of understand, so I'm not a complete idiot with what's going on with DeFi, right? And then we, as a show, I don't know if you know this, Corey, we were offered a lot of free CryptoPunks back in 2017.
No way.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah. A lot of free ones. They wanted to get on the show. They wanted to get on the show really, really bad, and
I did not see that email.
A lot of CryptoPunks. This was
I did not see that email.
Yeah, I saw it because at that time,
we'd be rich.
Yeah, I know. It was like it was kind of like my job because we were getting so many emails, and I had quit at the time. It was like right around the time I quit to do it full time, the show.
Yeah.
And I was going through all those emails, and that was one of them. They're like, "Hey, we're the Crypto Punks. We want to come on your show, give you a shit ton of free Crypto Punks." I think it was like in the order of several dozen. Like it was like over, you know, and those things are pretty expensive now.
And
I
they're
was like,
pretty expensive.
yeah, and I was like, "What? What the fuck? No, I don't. The fuck is this? I don't want your Tamagotchi that isn't a Tamagotchi."
Little did you know they would become a ridiculous craze.
Yeah, man. Me and you could be sitting on yachts, multiple yachts. Had I just
My yacht's got a yacht.
Yeah, my big yacht has a baby yacht. I actually did the math with the amount that they offered us and the average amount of a CryptoPunk. You and I would had I think $267 million,
Nice.
and that's gone.
But we
Right?
have each
So,
other,
like,
and that's
right.
what matters.
Yeah, that's right, bro. No, I mean, there's opportunities like that come and they go in crypto. And if you're not like super duper locked in and have an open mind, see, at the time I was super duper locked in, but didn't have an open mind. The CryptoPunks hit me up in an email. I was like, "What is this? This is stupid."
We also like don't answer most emails. So
That's true. Well, that's because we get inundated with like, "Hey, I want to pay to write an article." And it's like, I don't
where?
get away from me. Like,
Where are you writing this article?
yeah, I don't know where you see we want your shitty article.
Where are you seeing other articles being posted by us? That's what I want to know.
I
And
think
who's
it's a
writing
scam,
them?
bro? I'm like 1,000% sure they want to put some juicy link on there that gets our people that visit our website to click and then infects them. But anyways, you said something pretty powerful, and that's like, you got to monitor this space in order to know where to put your money and park it for a little while. And you got to be really sensitive about your time, right? Like I personally invest on a 5-year like envelope. I guess you could call it that. I don't think envelope's the right word.
You're like tranches of time that you
Yeah.
like redo things as 5 years.
5 years is like when I check and like, oh, that's good, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, or that's bad, I'm going to try to do something different, right? Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. In life, it's suited me okay. Wow, $267 million is a lot. but just have an open mind in this space. But let's get back to task at hand. 6,250 transactions per second. We're not getting there. We're far from there. Avalanche says it can get there. Hopefully it can. But what's great is that like crypto isn't even being tested yet. And it still has many, many tests to pass. It has to have the government's blessing. Like everyone who thinks that
Yeah.
bro, come on. You know it does. You know it does.
The companies that use it need government blessing.
Well, that just means it has to have the government blessing. Because everybody,
If you want like adoption, right? If you're trying to get like a mainstay or the backdrop of a good portion of the financial world or financial technology in general, and not be relegated into kind of like these dark use cases like drugs or things you don't want people to know about, etc., right? Illicit use cases. Then yeah, you need governments to give it at least an approval so that businesses can be built on top of it and not try and hide themselves all the time.
Yeah, and
Pay taxes.
And for the dark stuff too. Like, you think the banks are just gonna let the criminals launder all this money and not get a cut? You fucking kidding me, baby? No, these banks want it regulated so they can launder money and get these hand slap fines, right? And then keep it going, because the biggest money launderers are actual banks, and they do it a lot. And
They do it a
get caught.
lot.
And they get caught like every
There's like a lot of
year.
record of them just like getting caught and then being like,
Yeah.
you don't do that. You don't
Yeah.
do that.
And they're like, oh, you got us. Look at us laundering money. Sorry, we knew we couldn't do that, but we did it. We still did it. And we're going to pay the fine, and we're going to keep it moving, right? And then, what's awesome is that extra expense on our balance sheet now for the fine, we're going to pass that off as fees onto our consumers. And,
you.
and this is how we operate. And as soon as we figure out how to do it with crypto, we're going to do that too. And we're going to make it the law. And that's just going to be the way that cookie crumbles. It's a very crunchy and nasty cookie. Not a very good cookie at all. Are you a cookie or a cake man?
I would probably prefer cookies. I don't eat a lot of sweets.
Look, I'm a cake man. All kinds of cake. Real cake, booty cheeks. Like, I like cake. What's the rock up there for?
That was an NFT? That sold for millions?
Oh,
Big 2
yeah.
million?
Oh, yeah. Are we going to make an NFT this episode like we did last week?
I can make one. What are you going to make it of?
Let's put your quote on there.
All right. Let's do this. I got to log in and stuff. Give me a second.
Should we put 6,250 transactions per second? Or should we put we lost $267 million in CryptoPunks? Yeah, we should screenshot this CryptoPunk up there and then tell the world how we missed out on 267 million in CryptoPunks. Yeah.
Entering the studio.
I'll tell you one thing. The last dude on Twitter that hit me up saying he wants to give me some free NFTs, you're yet to send me them shits, and don't think I'm gonna air that episode unless I get my NFTs. No, I'm kidding. We don't do that kind of shit. We've already had the episode air. Now we're kind of fucked. Supposed to be getting some.
Hey, Lau. That work? Cool. Boo. So I'm on the main page. Cool. What colors do you want?
I would like something green.
Oh, background?
Yeah, I would like a green background, please.
Green background. All right, let's do green background. That's not what I want.
That blue screen works well.
That?
The forest green.
You like that? Like tealish?
Yeah, I like that. I'm okay with that.
I want to say that's the same one I used the other day, but
okay, now fuck it then. I don't want to do that. I don't want to, there we go. There we go. Forest to the right green. The regular green.
Regular ass green.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. What color pen are we using here?
Let's use what do we got? Blue? We got some blue action.
Blue? What am I saying?
I don't know. 6,250 transactions per second. No.
6,250.
Yep. TPS for America.
SA.
Yeah, that makes
That is
total
not
sense.
good on my eyes.
Everyone's gonna know what that means.
100%.
Yeah.
We're gonna draw some stuff on this.
You go to town, bro. Be creative.
Okay. What does a transaction look like? Let's do the little like contract thing, little scroll. Make a little scroll here.
That's definitely a scroll.
Sure, 100% scroll right here. There's some wiggle lines. That's a transaction. I'm going to tell you. That's a transaction. There you go. Now you know.
Nice, lovely.
Now you know. Because you
Dope. If you don't know, now you know.
mint it, call it.
There it is, baby. Look at us doing crypto. Who would have thought it would be this easy?
Transactions in America, limit, big old 1.
Say, this is America. Don't catch you slipping up. All right. If you guys, for those of you watching, there's an NFT. We're going to put it on OpenSea. And then we're going to sell that shit. And that's crypto. We're doing crypto, baby. This is what Corey, we've gone from saving the world talk to Microsoft Paint.
Microsoft Paint.
That's crypto, baby.
Only costs $260 to get it on mainnet.
Look, For the 5 of you watching, I hope it's like new listeners, and you're like, "Is this really crypto?" You're like, "Yeah, this is pretty much this. This is what it came. This was come down to, baby."
That is not good on the eyes. Whoever ends up with this thing is, I hope they love it.
Oh, that's the good thing about it. It unlocks you when you buy it. You unlock your own ability to turn down your color scheme on your monitor. So there were some talking points, though. Did you have anything in particular that you wanted to bring to this discussion? Because I think
No, I've been a little checked out this week. It's been a rough week for me.
I imagine so. So I guess if we talk about like kind of the things that started a little buzz, which is very funny because you immediately you shit on it, but Twitter is testing Bitcoin tipping in Twitter, and me personally, I'm like, wow, a whole decade after we did the entire Bitcoin community tested that for you and did it for you in your platform, and you just kind of ignored it, and now you're doing it, and it's like, okay, I don't know. I've been in this a while. And I'm like, oh yay, like tipping. That's not new. Psych, it really is old, and it's like the very first new blockchain you could tip with it. That's like what everyone does. It's like the first.
What was that thing that we used to use where we tipped people so much stuff all the time? It was like it was a service, right? And you could use it on Reddit, on Twitter, on Crypto Tips. Was it Crypto Tips?
No, I think it was Tip Me. TIP.me. Tip Me.
Maybe.
Tip Me, which sounds
Yeah, that was nice. And it had like you had a wallet. And just if you logged in with those services that it was useful for, then it said like people tipped you. You can claim it now. Take it away. Then they went under for some reason.
Anti-sexual. Like if my girlfriend were like, "Tip me," I would be like, "What? Why is your voice so deep?" First of all, second, that's weird. It's a weird thing to request.
Alicia says tipme.com.
Tipme.com. See, this guy's got an almost Loctite memory.
I do not.
It's shut down though. I believe they sent me the emails like, "Hey, get your Bitcoin out of here." Or
Wow, thirst trap right on the homepage. Okay.
Ooh, jeez. Come on now, Emily Knight.
Straight up.
Look, I'm not gonna say anything about that because I'm a feminist. So, you know.
Change tip.
Change tip. That's it. Tip me's probably some porn shit.
It's probably something that, like, I don't know. They might become successful in the wake of the, well, not really, but who was it? OnlyFans, like, announced for a little while with the greatest marketing scheme of all time that they're not going to do adult content anymore. And then when everyone pitched a fit and got mad, like, just play, and we're doing that. Mm-hmm. But like immediately after that, there was like, where's the blockchain answer to OnlyFans, or like who's making the OnlyFans of adult stuff, and then like so who's going to become the next big thing because they've ruined it. And so like I imagine things like Tip Me were like, ooh, this is our chance. Mm-hmm. Immediate thirst trap on the front page.
Yep. Corey, if you could get paid like $7,000 a month for showing your scrotum, would you do it? Nobody would have to know it's your scrotum.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
No, you wouldn't.
Why not?
I don't think that you would.
People want to see my scrotum? Why not?
Yeah, but like you don't think your scrotum.
Scroats McGee? That's my alter ego, Scroats McGee.
Scroats McGee. I just don't understand.
You wouldn't do it? People don't know it's you.
I don't think I would, bro. That's just, it's like, no.
Why not? What do you?
My scrotum's
Who cares? Bro. I don't know. I don't really care what people learn to. Like, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt anybody.
Only a select few get to see my scrot, bro. It's a sacred scrot.
Nah, I don't hold any value in my scrot.
What are you kidding? The whole future of your family
I have a kid.
Bloodline.
What do I care? Yeah, I have one. I have a kid. I did that. It's done. Punch it. Beat it up. It's no use to me anymore.
You got the coffee mug and a t-shirt. It's there. Okay, so Bitcoin. It's doing its Bitcoin thing, which is moving really slow and doing the same shit over and over again.
I'm still
What?
I'm still waiting for someone to tell me that they're gonna use Taproot or like build something with it. Like what? What the fuck? Huge upgrade.
I think
Nah.
I think
Like why? Why'd they even vote for it if no one's gonna fucking use it?
Because I think what we're approaching in this new chapter of crypto is that like you've got to seek out the good, because there's so many opportunities and ways to make money that people are more focused on making money than actually building and making something that's worthwhile. Like people are, I'm willing to bet, and you can neither confirm nor deny this, Dr. Petty, that even people within your organization are distracted with the idea of crafting an NFT, making an NFT scheme, doing something to cash in on this crazy onslaught of irrational exuberance, as you called it.
Oh yeah.
It's happening. It's happening across the world. People are like, oh my God, I don't have to work so hard. I can just squiggle on Microsoft Paint and make $1 million. Fuck. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a lot of time doing that because it's going to be a great time investment if this squiggle turns into $300,000 for me. So I'm not going to do anything worthwhile. I'm going to make squiggles. And that's pretty much like, so it's going to be hard to find. Like, there's probably one group of people that are like, you know what? We could drop everything we're doing, building this beautiful scheme, this beautiful program, this beautiful something on Taproot, but we're not going to like make this stupid shit right here and get rich. We're going to continue to make our product. Like, it's just tough, man. But humans take the path of least resistance. So everybody right now is trying to make an NFT scheme to leech some value out. Hold up, you saw just the fucking in our Slack, Lucian was like, yeah, I got in on crypto avalanche punks, but then somebody copied avalanche punks and made AVAX punks, AVAX punks, and AVAX punks took off, and avalanche punks didn't take off. So now Lucian's sitting on a bunch of avalanche punks instead of AVA. This shit is comical. It's like, it's comical. Like, it's so that's why you're not hearing anything, Corey. That's why you're not hearing anything.
Yeah, it's too much noise.
There's
also like infrastructure isn't sexy. It's pretty much the gist of it. Like I work for a company where the majority of Status is an infrastructure company, but no one knows that because no one gives a shit about infrastructure.
You don't got no status punks, baby.
You mean no?
Holy shit! Let's make status punks.
We probably will.
Damn it! I said it. Now somebody's gonna do it.
I hope someone does. That'd be awesome. I'd love that. Do it fast.
Yeah, make status punks right now. And you know what? I'm gonna claim my cut.
I'm getting mine. I'm gonna get mine.
I'm gonna get mine. No, that's why you're not hearing anything. So in the news that actually kind of matters, El Salvador is they're kind of putting their money where their mouth is. So their Congress is back to fund a Bitcoin fund, right? They're going to create this fund to facilitate all the conversions that people are going to have to take.
150 million. Is that enough?
That's not a lot. Well, Corey, I think we're a little spoiled here in America, thinking that everybody's just printing trillions of dollars on a Tuesday. A lot of countries aren't doing that, my man. $150 million gets pretty fucking far in El Salvador, my friend. Pretty far.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know. What's their GDP?
In fact, I should probably sell my Switch and buy a mansion in El Salvador.
That's felt in Brazil sometimes. It's like, why is everything so fucking cheap?
Like, that'll be 3. 3 what? 3, I don't know. Just, you can have it, I guess.
No one's ever asked that before.
Anyways, so that's a pretty big deal. You see some slow adoption going on. Slow adoptivity going on around the world.
Adoptivity.
Well, that's right. That's a new word that I just made.
That's a real word.
So, it is?
No.
Oh. Well, I think that crypto is just moving. The weird thing about crypto is like it moves slow and fast at the same time. Right? Like sometimes you're like, oh my God, when are we just going to be paying for things that are denominated in Bitcoin already? And then other times you're like, how many crazy things happened this past week? Like you can't really keep your thumb on it anymore.
No.
I feel sorry for the new people in crypto because they probably get sucked into a lot of, oh my god, I sold a JPEG for $1.3 million, and find themselves stalling very quickly in a nosedive of what the fuck is going on in this space, and then just ejecting. Just fuck it, right back. So,
As the space grows, it starts kind of bleeding into different people's lives in different ways, and if it has an impact on like their domain of experience, like what they're good at, what industry they do, what they're professional in, what they're interested in, right?
mm-hmm.
Then they'll probably just stick to that and the aspect of how crypto touches on it. And I think that's small enough usually to at least get a decent understanding of that little section. And if it interests you, then you'll end up digging more. But so it gives you somewhat of a path of entry to understand like more outside of how it impacts what you know already directly. It's just it impacts so many different things in so many different ways that like trying to understand all of those different ways you can do it is not feasible anymore. I mean, like it's like I've used this. I remember using this analogy a lot of like the web developer back when the internet was being made. Like the concept of working on the internet or whatever, you were a web developer. That was the only thing you were called. Like, and when you went to college, you took web development. That was the one class that they offered or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, the concept of a web developer is not a thing because the space has grown just way too much. You need to specialize in something. And so when you talk about doing something on the internet or working on the internet or with web technologies, you usually specify the thing that you're good at. That is a very, very small subsection of the entire industry. But in the process of getting good at that one little thing in a small area, you peripherally understand a bunch of the other stuff too.
Mm-hmm. That's what crypto is growing like.
Yeah, and it's already there. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, much like the web did. And so, like, you can only follow a few things well, and a few more things not well.
Do you like the discipline that you chose?
It's interesting. It keeps me busy for sure. It forces me to have a technical understanding of how things work, which is what I prefer to have anyway. Like that's why I got into physics and all these other things. I like understanding things like at the most basic and principled like layer, and it forces that. And then like it also allows me to make good decisions, well, better decisions, more informed decisions on like how I'm using this stuff. What assumptions I can make when using it, or what to invest in if I decide to put money into something or buy something, and then like interesting ideas. It allows me to understand whether or not a new project or something being built is going to have any type of like real impact. It's like, oh, that they're building this, that's going to do that, and that's going to change a lot. Let's push this forward, or like this is garbage. It's just a reiteration of some shit that's not going to do anything, or a short-term money grab. And then you can make your decisions based on that level of understanding, which I found to be really, really, really useful.
So
it just takes a lot of work.
Ground and pound discipline, not karate, nothing flashy.
Nothing flashy.
Okay. Did I say that right? Karate?
I don't know. I don't say karate.
Sounds like you said it different. Did you say karate or karate?
I'm American. I say karate.
Maybe it's just that the 24.64 billion El Salvador GP.
Wow. That's their GDP.
That's
so GDP. It's not a lot of money.
What, 150 million?
Maybe it is. I don't know. But if it's their currency, what is it for? It's 150 million from El Salvador. Is it for
what do you mean?
Fees? Like what?
What?
What's the fund for?
It's to ease the transaction volatility. If it's legal tender, which means that if someone wants to pay with it, you gotta take it.
Okay. Well, so what do you use it for? How does it ease things?
I don't know. Maybe they're anticipating, hey, it's going to be about $150 million swing for businesses having to take it by the time they get to exchanging it and using it to pay bills. If they lost any money, right? They're creating a huge overhead expense on their government's sake of like, damn, if I'm a business and I lose money when I go to pay my bills, right? But I guess if it's legal tender, they could just take the Bitcoin in and then pay their light bill with the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how old Salvador gets it taken care of down there.
We shall see.
Yep. I want to know how long it is before they go 180 degrees. Like,
I hope it's good. I mean, I hope this is a good thing and it stays long term. And I mean, I had read somewhere within the last couple of weeks that what was it, like they're opening it up to a stable coin or two in Ethereum, like it's not just Bitcoin in El Salvador. It's going to be multi assets. I don't understand how that works for legal tender, but like that's pretty cool.
There's so much that we don't understand. That's why I feel like we're moving in a good direction. Like our show's moving into an arena of there's things that we're not going to be able to understand anymore. Like we shouted, from a mountaintop about all these things, but as it turns real, like I can't talk to you guys, audience members, about like the legalese of using Tinder in another country. I don't know shit about that.
It allows us to. I don't know. That's why we get guests. Get guests for that. Like, figure out things we don't know, and then get a guest that does, and ask them questions.
Yeah, like I can't talk in that arena. I got no business. But one thing Alicia did look up is in 2020, the GDP of California alone was 2.72 trillion, and that's just California. So
it's California, dude. It's Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley.
Pretty big.
That's tech capital of the world. Yeah, they pulled some money.
Pretty big. So maybe that's what we should do. We should think like, okay, we're moving into arenas we know nothing about. Let's seek out the expert there and see if we can get that audience to, get that knowledge to the audience. Like, for example, maybe we should reach back out to the St. Louis Fed. Remember we had that dude on from the St. Louis Fed, and like,
be good.
Let's talk with him again. Like, hey, this was our interview back then. And look how far we've come since then, or have we come far at all? Because right now we're selling JPEG rocks for $1.3 million. But we also, have legal tender in El Salvador. So what's that mean, right? And we have actual states in the United States that are subsidizing Bitcoin mines. So like, what does that mean? So
sure. Also, audience, you can tell us what you want to hear, and we'll go find that person.
We'd prefer that. Just tell.
That's way better.
At Hirojashibi.
Why do you say it that way?
Because that's how my brain works. In the Slack, you can at Hiroshibi, and she will get that guest, and we will ask them these questions that we have no business trying to answer. I think that helps. We're not doing any Wind Moon stuff. So if you want us to get the developer of Safe Moon on here, well, I can safely tell you we're not going to do that shit. We will not.
Someone told me the other day. It's a friend of a friend. It was just like, hey man, I'm getting into that thing that you do with Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency stuff. I bought a bunch of Safe Moon. I was like, you're not getting into the thing that I do.
I bought a bunch of Shiba Inu.
What you're doing and what I do are two very different things. I suggest you sell that, and I suggest you do something better.
Yeah, it is kind of tough though. Like, I don't know. I just get
it's hard. It's hard out there. Like for just a completely naive and ignorant to crypto person who's interested decides to jump in because they heard it on the news or saw it on Reddit or something, based on some dumb weird shit that's happened in the crypto industry, or the ridiculous marketing campaigns from all the various projects that seem to have these days. Like, the different avenues that people can jump in thinking it's the legitimate way because it's all under the umbrella of cryptocurrency, and all those dudes are rich from like an outside perspective. 99% of the time, it's gonna be a shitty landing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just gonna be a bad introduction to this technology, and I don't really see a way forward where that isn't the majority case. Like you have to, like you gotta get burned before you can really start to understand this ecosystem by like a shitty project. And I don't like that at all. But I don't really see a way of it changing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Or you found the Bitcoin podcast and you're the luckiest person alive. But
Whoa, it's a good segue. So today's show is brought to you by us,
and
the podcast,
and
and who?
lawnmower.
No, you're talking about Manscaped?
Manscaped, the lawnmower.
I don't think we're still sponsored by them.
Yeah, why not? They gave us stuff.
Sure. Manscaped.com. Go.
They gave it to us. It wasn't a one and done situation.
It was a few and done situation.
Oh, okay. I don't remember doing it that many times. So
Anyways,
just get 'em.
like-
I'm still using it. It's still great.
Yeah, it's still great. Look, my balls are clean.
Still works. Still works. It's only been a few months.
My balls are shaved. They are.
Does that promo code still work? I think the promo code still works.
Promo
Use
code
that.
still works. 20% off TBP and Smooth, baby. You want to see what it looks like? I got a couple over here.
You have it. Oh, yeah, you have a bunch of them. We should give one of those away, or two, or three.
I'll think about giving it away. Should we do giveaway?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
we
give,
can do it.
at least give a few of them away.
We got to figure out how to
What do
give
you
it
do?
away.
Keep them in a box in your room?
Yeah, I got 4 of them over here.
Why would you just keep them there? Let's do something with those.
I don't know, man. What would you do with them?
I just said it. Give them away.
How, though?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Why don't we make a video of us walking around and just giving them out?
That would last 2 seconds.
This is Manscaped. This is the Lawnmower 4.0, baby. There were 3 of these before this one. That's why this is 4.0. It charges without a wire. It's got a flashlight on it. That's what
The
you see.
flashlight is legit. That's pretty much what you're paying for, is that flashlight.
If I had that flashlight on my face, I don't know if you guys can see it because my camera's not great. I have like 3 gray hairs.
I
on my
used
head.
it on my face before anything else, just to see, because I had to trim my beard up. And it's nice. Like, it really captures the hairs. Like, you can see where you're doing it. And when you're going downtown and doing more sensitive areas, that resolution is very nice. So, hats off to them. That's all I got. TBP and Smooth stands for the Bitcoin Podcast Network, and then Smooth. D is apparently having issues with his computer or dog or life, so I'll keep talking. What do we got here on the whole thing here? Banksy did something, apparently. What did Banksy do? I don't see it anywhere. Which one? A fake Banksy NFT sold? A fake Banksy NFT. That's CNBC. Cool. More than $300,000. Then the buyer got his money back.
Ooh. So let's plug some stuff and then kick it on out of here. The NFT QT, if you've been watching NFT QT, or sorry, if you've been listening or watching to NFT QT, it's a show on the Bitcoin Podcast Network brought to you by Q Harrison Terry, where he explores cute NFTs. Right? NFTs now, the big craze is JPEGs. And that's a very, very, very what do we call it? Inconsistent market, right? And that's an NFT that he made. It's based off of the Donda album that came out.
So Kanye made an NFT?
No, Kanye.
Someone else did.
Well, Kanye. No. Q made this NFT.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Based it from the Donda album. Now,
You sell it? Is it sold?
I don't know. I don't think it's sold.
Alicia, I think you have the link, right? Just give us that link. I'll look it up.
We put it in the slide. I don't think it's sold yet.
It's in the description of the last episode.
It's gotten some views. Oh, excuse me. That was inappropriate. So JPEGs are the start of NFTs, but they could do things as fancy as providing provenance chains if they were used appropriately.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot on like gamifying and playing games with this technology is usually the best way to start figuring out how to use it and use it properly, because it's a less risky scenario. Like, yeah, sure, these things are being sold for millions of dollars. People lose money when they have, but it's not like the global supply chain. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, so like it gives us a a better way to flesh out the use cases for some of these things and then figure out how to use them and fix those before applying them to much larger. That's pretty cool. Much larger things. Its current price is 3 Ether.
It did sell already for 0.03 Ether. So
All-time average price 0.033 Ether. Now selling for 3. No offers yet.
none yet, but you could buy this back.
Lord Instinct, the 94th, is trying to go from a month ago. Who bought it?
Lord, I think this guy.
Yeah, there he is. Q sold it to Lord Instinct, the 94th, a month ago. And then Homeboy put it up for $3 24 days ago. Someone made an offer for 4 orders of magnitude lower than that, 0.0003 Ether from LifeLove. That did not work. So, see how that goes. Good luck. Go check it out. Go buy it for 3 Ether.
So the whole reason the greater public doesn't understand this stuff is just the same way they don't understand how people could trade Counter-Strike skins for thousands of dollars. But that's a thing that exists. Or trade Eve spaceships online that you'll never be able to touch, but all you really did was click a button and wait for them to be built. Well, no, you probably did all the mining too. Like how those spaceships sell for millions of dollars in a video game. Like it's tying into those same principles, which just aren't mainstream. Like nobody is sitting around thinking like there's not a lot of people sitting around like, oh, I can't wait to spend 30 grand on that World of Warcraft axe I've been working towards for so long. It's like that's not
no, I don't know. Everyone does this in their own way. Everyone likes to flex and stunt and show off within their community. And usually you do that with items. And when it comes to digital communities, digital items are the things to do that with.
You know what I think the whole entire world got had on? I don't think the PlayStation 5 is a gaming system. I think the PlayStation 5 is a luxury tool. I think it's just a device that says, I can afford one and I have one. Because there's no good games on that motherfucker.
Not yet. Returnal's pretty good. I've enjoyed playing it.
So
but it's not like it's not built. I mean, it was one of the first ones built for PlayStation, but it doesn't have any of the Unreal Engine stuff unlocked. Like none of that stuff is tier yet. So like people start making games with the new Unreal Engine. It's gonna be nice.
Just feels like a luxury. It just sits. This giant PlayStation 5 just sits there, and I play PlayStation 4 games with it. I'm like, what did I get this to tell everybody I have one? It's a waste of money.
Thanks, podcast.
Anyways, we can wrap this puppy. Go to the BitcoinPodcast.com. Join the Slack. Go to the Patreon. Go to Patreon.com/the Bitcoin Podcast. Become a patron, and you get access to buying things and access. you get special. Only you can buy these.
Yeah, you thank us. So thank you.
Yeah, and then you help out, with production. Obviously, we've gone from just Audacity to even what is that shit called that we were using? The high production Hindenburg, and then now we're doing video content, those StreamYards, so that helps.
Gonna get some better cameras and microphones and lights and do unboxings and all kinds of fun stuff. So it allows us to do more of this, and this is something we enjoy. So thank you.
You guys helped us get into position to be producing our probably most expensive production to date, but a show. It's in. So we'll let you guys know about that show. You'll see it. We're actually doing a production. It's going to be quasi-professional. Look at us, Corey.
Maybe. We'll see. It's going to be nice.
Join the Slack. Go to thebitcoinpodcast.com and press the Slack button and follow the instructions. If you can't follow the instructions, you don't need to be in there. You're not going to get along with anyone in there if you can't follow those instructions. All right, next. On your podcast apps, give us a rating. 5 stars, we hope. 4 stars if you think we're decent, but not like the best thing you ever heard in your life. And then 3 stars if you think we got room to grow. I don't know. Just do what you want. If you give us 1 star, it's pretty mean. Go out of your way. Oh, Corey.
What is that?
Mountain Dew made Flamin' Hot soda, bro.
That's disgusting.
It might be not.
It might be good. It's not. It's not good.
Bro,
There's
that
no
might
way
taste
it's good.
great with some shitty liquor.
Ooh, that's coming
Ooh.
out wrong. It's coming out wrong.
That would be a terrible morning and night. That would be, oh my God.
Oh man, my stomach hurts. I gotta go.
From looking at that. All right, let's do these shout outs. Shout out to Walking Dead chick. You're gonna stump me this week, Alicia. That's nope. Issa Rae. Shout out to you, girl. Zazie Beats doing your thing. I think she's got a face tattoo now.
Powerful.
Who? I don't know who that is. That's not her name. Well, that's Cam Newton. Congratulations on getting fired, bro. You've been trying to do that really hard for a few years now, and you finally did it. Now you can go design clothes like you want to do. That is Drake. Everybody knows Drake. And that is old wide smile and long neck Zoe Saldana. All right, guys. That's it for episode 366. Next week, you're going to have 367 because that's how numbers work when they're serialized. Play the outro.